In this video, we're going to show you how to play Hogwarts Legacy 4 days before the launch day and an extra day before the digital deluxe pre-play days. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Hogwarts Legacy. Alright, so how do you do this? What you need to do is number one, need to buy the digital deluxe edition. Number two, you need to buy either the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X version of this game. So if you play the PC version of the game, you're going to play at least 10 hours later than everybody else, but you'll probably play over a day if you use our strategies later than everybody else if you buy the PC version. So we're going to tell you how to play on PS5 or Xbox Series X and S a day earlier than even the digital deluxe edition players play almost. How do you do this? You need to embrace New Zealand. Embrace your inner New Zealander. You may not realize this, but New Zealand is ahead of the world. That's right. So New Zealand, the day starts in New Zealand pretty much 18 hours before the East Coast of the US. And that means that's about 21 hours before the West Coast of the US. So the US is behind New Zealand by 21 hours. And the launch day for Hogwarts Legacy is the 10th, but you get a 72-hour increase so you can start playing it at midnight, your local time in your country. In the US, that's midnight Eastern time, but midnight New Zealand time is 18 hours ahead of midnight New York time, and it's 21 hours ahead West Coast California time. So what we want to do, I'm going to show you first the way to do this on PlayStation, because I think most of you are going to play on PlayStation. PlayStation has a lot of benefits to playing it on PlayStation versus Xbox. If you have both consoles, you're going to get bonus content on the PlayStation, and I assume most of you that are watching this video are watching on PlayStation, but it is actually much easier to do this on Xbox, and you'll actually save a few bucks if you're playing it on Xbox, but you won't get the bonus content if you're playing on Xbox. So there's bonus content if you play on PlayStation versus Xbox or PC. Alright, so with PlayStation, what you need to do is you need to create a new account where you set up the account in New Zealand. You're going to need a fresh email address, one that you check, and you're going to want to put in a New Zealand address. I recommend going to Google Maps and looking at the addresses and see what a plausible New Zealand address looks like. Go to Auckland, New Zealand, zoom in. Don't use the address that you see on the screen here. Go to Google Maps on your own. Pick out your own address so that not everybody in the world that's playing Hogwarts Legacy in the world is coming from the same address. And that's free to do. And then the other thing that you need to do with PlayStation is you need to set up some gift cards in New Zealand. So you cannot pay for games on the New Zealand PlayStation Store with a US credit card or a non-New Zealand credit card, but you can pay for games on the New Zealand Store with New Zealand gift cards. So I recommend that you go to PC Game Supply, which is they're not giving me any money. I've used them. They've not given me any trouble. That's why I'm recommending them, but they're not giving me any money to say this. So you go to PC Game Supply. It says that copy of the digital deluxe edition of Hogwarts Legacy is going to cost approximately 142 and change New Zealand dollars. Now, a New Zealand dollar is worth 0.63, 0.62 US dollars at current exchange rates. That means that's roughly about $90. If you buy the digital deluxe edition in the United States, it's going to cost you $80 on the PlayStation Store, but you're also going to have to pay tax. So the New Zealand price includes tax, whereas the US dollar price does not include tax. So it comes out that the dollar price is going to be about different. If you've got, you could probably get like 145 New Zealand dollars in gift cards. I got 150 just because it was easier. I could get that relatively easy. And that was 94, but I've got some extra New Zealand dollars in gift cards that I can use for a new game. So I think it's going to cost you about $90 versus $80 plus tax. So probably about $5 or $6 more than it would cost you in the US if you just bought it on the PlayStation 4. So that's what you're paying for that extra 18 to 21 hours of playing time of Hogwarts Legacy. If it's not worth it to you, wait and buy it on the PlayStation Store. The other thing is, we are within that window where there's a few of the pre-order bonuses we don't get because we've not pre-ordered it early enough. So we're going to miss out on this potion, and there's a mount we're going to miss out on if you buy it as I'm recording this right now. But you still get a lot of other bonuses that don't go away if you get the Digital Deluxe Edition. Okay, so if you decide that you want to play it on the Xbox, say you've only got an Xbox Series X or S, or you don't have a PS5, it's a lot easier to do this, and you don't need to worry about gift cards and all this other junk. So what you need to do is you need to go to Settings in the Xbox Series X and S, and then System, and then Language and Location, and then scroll down to Location, and you change your location to New Zealand. Now, ideally, you could change it to Tonga, but they don't let you do that. Tonga is actually 1 hour ahead of New Zealand, but New Zealand's pretty good. So we're going to find New Zealand under N. There you go. And then it's going to want you to restart the Xbox console. Restart it now. New Zealand English is really easy to understand, so I wouldn't worry about that if you're coming from the US. And we're going to continue, and then it's going to restart, and it's going to update. And then you can just buy it with your credit card, but you'll be able to play it 18 to 21 hours early, because New Zealand is 18 hours ahead of the East Coast and 21 hours ahead of the West Coast in the US. And that's it. So you're set to play Hogwarts Legacy 4 days early, almost 4 days early, if you buy the Digital Deluxe Edition in New Zealand versus buying the standard edition in the United States, which you'll have to wait until the 10th of February. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Hogwarts Legacy. Bye-bye.